Take a quick little swig.
Hello, New York Giants fans. How y'all doing? What's up to all the YouTube subscribers, both my channel and Geo's? Shout out to anybody watching on Twitter followers, Instagram followers. Shout out to anybody and everybody that's listening or watching, and everybody in the chat right now. We already got Toast and Yuvraj in here. Man, you guys are always in here super early. I appreciate it. Always know. And Daniel in here. Always know. I appreciate it. Knicks are back. You already know. I got the New York team, the team that represents where I'm from, across my chest. I got this as a gift from a really good friend of mine. We agree on a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, we see eye to eye on a lot of shit in this world, non-football shit that y'all would never hear me and him talk about. We agree on a lot of stuff. I need y'all to. You already know what I say when we start this little tete-a-tete that me and KB got going for. Holy shit, it's probably going on 6 years soon, and I don't want to think about the fact that's probably going to be 6 years soon. I really don't want to think about that, but we're gonna see. Make sure you guys hit the share button. I want as many people in here as possible. I want to get on a non-joking, on a very serious note. I want to get all opinions, any opinions on the main topic tonight. Mm-hmm. I want to get every single fucking thought related to this news, and I want to take it in, and I want to, absorb it. Absorb it. I can't fucking talk. You know what I'm saying? I just, want to take it in my mind and make a conclusion based off of main things. That's how life should be anyway. I want that. I want you guys, as you come in, to hit the share button and all that. I'm going to say just one preface before we roll the real intro and then we get into it. I'm going to say just one preface. And that is, and I'm going to speak for both me and KB. I know I actually do that quite a bit, but I'd say every single time I've done it, KB has never disagreed with me. I'm going to speak for both me and KB when I say, if you take any of our words, which are opinions, as the word of law, you need to lighten the fuck up. Nothing that we say on this show should be taken as just, for lack of a better term, law, as that is a fact. This is our opinions. I'm saying it mostly for myself, because I told KB right before we started the stream, and I'm going to tell you guys, my opinion tonight is going to be like 100% just the way I'm feeling. It's not about to be, there's about to be very little facts and logic, and I acknowledge that. Like, I can admit that. You know what I'm saying? But even KB's opinion, which I'm sure he has his talking points prepared.
You have your side too. You have your audience too, because Jaden, who's my head moderator, is on your side.
Listen, because even for your side, which may have the facts and logic, it's still an opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put that out there, and then I am going to go, and I'm going to go undisputedly uninterrupted. And then it will be.
I see what you did there.
Turn. Yeah. And then it will be Gio's turn. Okay. So let me roll this fucking intro, and we'll get it. Y'all don't know how much I crashed the fuck out when I heard this news, bro. Y'all do not know how much I crashed out when I came across this news. I was sitting at work. You guys know you guys don't know where I work, and it will always stay that way. But you guys do know that I work in software engineering. I'm sitting at work. I'm working on a bug that's been kicking my ass for the past 2 days. I got a notification on my phone. I read it. I see Giants hire. I'm like, oh, bet we got the OC. And you know what I was thinking? You know what the crazy part is? Last night, I made a whole slew of topics and a completely different stream prepared. If any of y'all saw what the stream thumbnail was before this news got announced, you know I had a completely different stream prepared. I was ready to talk about so many things that in the back of my mind, I was like, damn, both me and Gio, we said, yo, this time next week, we're going to be talking about the OC hire. And I'm like, fuck, it's Tuesday. There's no OC hire. I'm reading it. First thing that pops in my mind before I finish reading the fucking tweet is that, oh, we got the OC hire. This is great. We can talk about it. Then I see Matthew fucking Nagy come across my screen. And I'm like, nah, they're trolling, bro. That was the first thing that entered my mind.
That was your face. That was your face when you saw the news right
there.
That was
your... Bro, listen. This was my face, bro. This
All
was
I
my
can do is
face, bro.
accept this.
All I could do is accept this, bro. Last week, both me and Gio, not just me, both me and Gio were trolling the Eagles for having him in their coaching search. And Gio cannot deny that. We were both trolling the Eagles. And look what happens when all that trolling catches up to you, man. Look what the fuck happens when all
I
that
kid you
trolling
not,
catches up
I
to
didn't
you.
even have time to process what happened before Kush was rage texting me.
Before I continue,
He
tell
had like
them what my
5
reaction was
texts
to
in
you.
each second. Every 10 seconds there was 5 texts. I was like, oh my god, this guy's crashing out.
I was genuinely blowing up KB. So I don't think I've ever texted like Gio this much in like such a short like period of time. I can't freaking speak. It's such a short time span. And you know what's hilarious? You know, I'm like, he had to be laughing on the other side because I saw the bubbles.
I was.
And then I said like 3 other texts and I see them disappear. And bro, listen, let me begin with because a lot of people are gonna take this too seriously. I popped it up and I even texted Gio. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. A lot of y'all are gonna take this too seriously. And I texted Gio. I was like, "Fuck John Harbaugh." I calmed down. It's not fuck John Harbaugh. Like it is. Like, I'll calm down.
Yo, I think you put it in all caps too, guys. I'm pretty sure it was all caps. Was it all caps?
It was all caps. I need you to tell these people how angry I was. That like this man. Giovanni Blue got my full unbridled raw reaction to this news. This is not my I've had a lot of time to sit down and think about it. I don't hate it nearly as much as I did this morning when I found out. And you know what's funny? Look me in my eyes when I talk to you. All right? You know what's funny? Shout out to my supervisor. He's a really cool dude. My supervisor and then my old supervisor, who's now my supervisor. I know it's kind of weird, but basically promotions happen.
Supervisors.
They're both Packers fans, but they're also two of like the only NFL fans in the office. So we talk a lot. This man sits in another room from me. He walked over to my desk laughing, and I knew what he was about to say. He walked over to my desk, and before I saw him, I'm like, oh, you know, he's about to help me out. Like he knows I've been having trouble, or I'm like, oh, you know, he got something for me to do. He just laughs at me, and in between the laughs, he just said "Nagy." And I'm like, here we go, bro. Now I gotta deal with this from my upper at work, bro. Now I gotta defend my fandom to this man, bro. Bro, listen. The reason I brought up the John Harbaugh thing and people are gonna take it too seriously because you guys are. This is the thing, KB. My biggest concern with John Harbaugh, and I think I texted you this in my freaking rage of text as well. My biggest concern with John Harbaugh. I brought it up last week. I've been bringing it up for a while. I think it's a legitimate concern because I don't think it's ever good when you're handicapping your search. And I do think this is more proof that he loves to just familiarity when it comes to hiring his coaches. There's nothing inherently bad with that except for the fact that you are genuinely handicapping your search by shortening your pool so much. It was something I was against with the Giants when they wanted to hire somebody Giant related. It's the same thing. There's no difference between it. And I think in my freaking rage, I texted him, "Fuck John Harbaugh and this incestuous relationship he has with these coaching."
The exact words he used.
I was so pissed because this is genuinely proof of that. It's also proof of, in my opinion, it's proof that they had no backup plan for Todd Monken. I really do believe that. The way you look
I agree. I think I agree. Even though there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, we couldn't have thought." I mean, there's no way John Harbaugh wasn't prepared for a possible Todd Monken. Nobody.
Hell no.
You know why? Because the Browns. It's very clear that the Browns didn't even have him nearly a top candidate. Todd Monken is hired by default.
Exactly. No, genuinely, that's what happened. Monken was hired by default. That's genuinely what happened. So that's okay. So it's not like I'm done with Harbaugh, but I think valid concerns that everybody should acknowledge what I'm saying. The familiarity is an issue. And we'll see if it becomes a big problem. Right now, we don't know shit in terms of that, but it's definitely an issue, I think. Number 2, he was hella unprepared with this OC search. I've seen so many tweets talking about how hasn't John Harbaugh hired an OC yet? He was the first head coach hired. I don't inherently agree with what the tweets are saying, but I agree with the idea that, they're perpetuating, which is he had the most time out of anybody to put together not just his staff, but an offensive staff and the offensive coordinator, he was so bought in on Todd Monken and had no type of backup plan that this is essentially what you end up with. And also, we always knew that it was, it was sort of a pipe dream that it was going to be a completely brand new guy. The history with John Harbaugh has shown it was going to be somebody with play calling experience. With that said, I still think Cliff Kingsbury was a better candidate in terms of a guy with experience. I think your dark horse candidate was the Jets OC, who has a better resume than people realize. But I think the best overall OC.
He took a job though.
I'm just speaking over. I'm speaking overall, right? Because this goes back to he had more time than any other person in this cycle to hire anybody, right? I think the best candidate overall, KB, is somebody we actually didn't like. We didn't talk about that much on the show. Nate Shieldhace from the Rams. We spoke about him very briefly. I think he was the best candidate overall, and I get all the points of he's an OC. I'm not an OC. I'm sorry. He's a quarterback's coach. He's never been an OC. He's never called plays. If you want to talk about a coaching tree that doesn't fucking miss, it's Sean McVay. You want to talk about a coaching tree that does miss? Bill Belichick. And guess who? Andy Reid. Andy Reid coaching disciples don't pan out. Now I'm going to get into the non-logic and all feeling with this. Listen here, Gio. This man. So I've been seeing a lot of this online. Right? Oh, we can't blame him for the Chiefs' offensive struggles the past 2-3 years. He wasn't calling the plays. All right. Was he designing anything? Was he working on anything? Because you're not telling me he's just sitting there on his fat ass and collecting checks, are you? He's doing something. He's not calling plays. Sure. He's got to be doing something. Are we completely absolving him of that? Are we completely absolving him? It's my turn. I see a fucking lips moving. All right? It's my turn. I will let you know when it's your turn.
Skip. All right, Skip.
All right? It's my turn. Listen, are we absolving him of when he was with the Chicago? Because I've seen this too. I've seen this from all over the place. Are we absolving him from his time with the Bears when he was the head coach and offensive head coach, by the way? I know he had a different offensive coordinator. Are we absolving him of the offensive struggles the Chicago Bears faced essentially outside of 2018 when they did have a good offense? It was top 10. But the one thing, no matter where he's been, that's always been asked is the run game. So I'll put that out there. But are we absolving him of that just because he had Mitch Trubisky, who he didn't inherit, granted, and then Justin Fields at quarterback? But he had Mitch basically post-rookie season. He had the quote-unquote development time for Mitch. Now, could be granted, maybe some QBs are just ass and he got unlucky. Maybe some dudes just don't develop, and that's exactly what happened with him in Chicago. All right. Are we, when he was with KC, it was more so the Alex Smith days, I think, because I think his last year was in 2017, right? Was he calling plays then? I don't think so, right? I think that was still also Andy Reid. Just correct me right now, real quick, Skip. Was he calling plays then in 2017 and before that in KC?
He took over calling duties mid-season. Like in 2017.
I have a tweet for that. But most of his time there, he was not play calling, right? No. So when they were having success, if we're absolving him from blame because of the lack of play calling on his part, are we then absolving him from the success and the praise during the first part when I can't even. This is the shit I'm talking about. He hasn't had a good resume up until now. I don't think he's shown me anything outside of 2018. Outside of 2018 with the Chicago Bears, where he was the head coach and he had so many other things to do. So I don't blame him for failing as a head coach. Brian Dable failed as a head coach. I don't blame him for failing as a head coach. Offensively, I don't see anything positive outside of 2018 when they had a top 10 offense, but I still think their run game was ass. And like I said, honestly, the thing I'm concerned about the most is the run game. Because I've said this during the season, all season long. In my opinion, the weakest part of the Giants offense is the run game. I love Cam Scadaboo. I still think the weakest part of the offense is the run game. I don't think it's the pass. And it's so funny because on the flip side, on the defensive side of the ball, the run game is also our weakest part of the ball there. But so you got that, a part of the game that I'm not confident in, and a coach who historically has not been good at it, even though he everybody's like, oh my God, RPOs. That's the biggest thing with him. these are my feelings and my concerns with Matt Nagy, and the fact that I do really think I'm not coming out here and advocating for Cliff Kingsbury, but I think he was the better choice. But I'll say this. Matt Nagy, in terms of, the school that he went to, basically he was taught by one of the greatest coaches ever in Andy Reid. That should matter. It should matter where he learned his ways as a coach. It should matter that he has that under his belt. And I'm going to, again, bring up, shit, Andy Reid's culture tree is looking like just like Bill Belichick's, man. There's not really anybody you could say that's been a hit out of that coaching tree. You know what I mean? Let me see. I got some tweets saved here. I got some tweets saved right here, man. All right. Offensive rankings under Nagy as the Chiefs OC and Bears head coach. We're going to start in 2016. Chiefs OC, 13th overall. 2017, 6th overall. As KB said, he took over play calling in the second half of 2017. Went to the Bears, 2018, 9th overall as the Bears head coach. 2019 dropped all the way to 29th. 2020 dropped to 23rd. I'm sorry, improved to 23rd. 2021 dropped back to 27th. Came back to the Chiefs. Once again, no play calling duties, as everybody points out. Both 2024 and 2023, 15th overall. 2021, 21st overall. These are not something that makes me say I got faith in this man. And granted, everything we said about the Chiefs, the offensive line and the skill position players, it started headed down. It's not just one person's fault that they started just heading down in general. All right. We acknowledge these facts. All right. It's crazy to me. I'll end it off and then I'll hand it off to you, KB. It's crazy to me that one of the biggest defenses for this hire is basically saying he had Mitch Trubisky and Justin Fields as his quarterbacks as a head coach, so we can't really judge him there. And then under Andy Reid, we don't really know what he is because he never had play calling duties. To me, that's insane for somebody that has damn near 10 years experience in the NFL as either a head coach or an offensive coordinator. That's not a good defense to me. Now you have the floor.
Okay. I seem to be misunderstood by my fellow debate opponent. I am not making the argument that Matt Nagy is even good. I'm not even making that argument. Never have I even said that. In fact, I recall the only thing I did say is I would take Matt Nagy over any of the candidates, barring except Brian Callahan, in the entire coaching, in the entire candidate list. You're telling me this entire OC search, and I'm not limiting it to just you, I'm talking about in general Giants fans, were on their knees gargling for Davis Webb at offensive coordinator, but they are pissed off to the point where the house is burning down now that Matt Nagy, my God.
I was helping you establish your point.
Gotcha. And they're pissed off about Matt Nagy. I would understand. Check this out. I would understand if there was three top OC candidates that you cannot miss out on, and the Giants somehow ended up with Matt Nagy. Then I would say burn it all down. F John Harbaugh, this and that. This is probably the worst OC candidate list I've ever seen. There's just nobody out there. Now, we talked about Shaquille Hassi. We talked about some other, guys that need a chance, but we boiled it down to this. We said this last week, and I've been saying this since the OC search began. The Giants are not going to get a first-time OC in here with a young quarterback, and these first-time OCs are like 30 years old without an offensive-minded head coach or overseer even, somebody to just mentor and just watch over the offense and hand it over to a 30-year-old kid who has only been coaching for 2 years, okay? And that goes for a lot of these guys. Charlie Weiss, Davis Webb, Alex Tanney, Shaquille Hassi even. It's not the same when you have Shaquille Hassi who's under Sean McVay. It's not the same when you have Davis Webb under Sean Payton. It's different. When we begged for a John Harbaugh type head coach, we knew what we were asking for. We were asking for a CEO type head coach, not a guru of any kind. That we knew that we needed to get some experienced candidates out there to compensate for the type of head coach that we have. So it limited our options. It made it Cliff Kingsbury, Brian Callahan. That, to me, those were the only realistic options. Now don't
forget Jim Bob Cooter, who got an actual interview.
Listen, that was a charity interview. There's no way that guy was ever going to be hired again. All right, have a serious shot at New York. It's just not going to happen. I was actually really convincing myself of Brian Callahan, but for the life of me, I don't understand how people can look at Cliff Kingsbury and say, I love him, but I don't like Matt Nagy. Cliff Kingsbury runs such a simplistic offense that wherever he goes, it gets figured out the next season. Jaden Daniels took a huge step down, not because Jaden Daniels is bad, it's because the offense is so simplistic. It's a college-style offense. Just like with Matt Nagy, they just abandon the run. They just start throwing the ball everywhere, just like Matt Nagy. I don't know why people like Cliff Kingsbury more. I don't understand. Cliff Kingsbury is not good. He should take his ass back to college. Now, one thing I will say is that in year one, if we're just doing year one, Cliff Kingsbury would probably have a better offense than Matt Nagy in year one. But in year two, we're going to be Washington, and we're going to fire him in week 2. And we're going to fire him in year 2.
Gio, listen. Gio, Skip in my Shannon voice. Gio, listen, Skip. All you got to worry about is year one. Because in 1 year, Todd Monken is fired, and we have our next OC.
Why are you banking on that, though? But why are you going to bank on that, though? I'm not doing that for my young quarterback to go through multiple offensive coordinators. You want Matt Nagy to be the one developing
Jackson Dart, our young quarterback?
He's not. Listen. It's not all about just that developing Jackson Dart. That's a huge part of it. But when we're talking about
Jason Garrett 2.0.
Listen. He's not Jason Garrett 2.0. Matt Nagy?
I'm talking about with the development. We know Garrett killed Daniel Jones' development. That's what I'm talking about.
Matt Nagy has been there the majority of Mahomes' career. We're gonna say that he
Are you?
I'm not gonna say he's taking credit for it. I'm not saying he's taking credit for it.
So what the hell? What's your point?
Are we gonna sit here and say that Cliff Kingsbury was gonna do a better job developing Jackson Dart than Matt Nagy? Like, if that is the case, the margin is so small that it's not even worth arguing about. Like, why are we getting mad? Like, we're literally getting mad versus piss and shit. Like, that's really what we're getting mad at. Well, why is this a debate? We should have had Cliff Kingsbury. Oh, congratulations! We'll go from the 20th ranked offense to the 19th. Oh my God!
That's not even the debate, and you know that's not the debate. You're putting blasphemous words inside of my mouth and then spewing it to the audience. That's what you're doing. That's not the debate.
You wanted Cliff Kingsbury, and that okay. Here's my mindset. Here's what I'm thinking. Listen. Here's my mindset.
Cliff is better, given that we know he was going to hire somebody with previous play calling experience.
Is he that much better to get that mad over Matt Nagy? Is he that much better to get that mad over Matt? We're acting like Cliff Kingsbury is freaking Sean McVay, and we just missed out on Sean McVay. That's what we're acting like right now.
Listen, I agree with you on the point that is doo-doo versus caca. I agree with you on that.
Yes!
Right? But I don't think it's 19th versus 20th rank. I genuinely think it's like 11 versus 25th rank. I don't think we're gonna have the
25th ranked offense.
I read the number off to you.
As a play caller, Matt Nagy has never had a guy like Jackson Dart.
We just talked about Patrick Mahomes. But okay, as a play caller.
Don't make me put this helmet on. Don't make me put this helmet on, bro. I'll ram through this shit right now.
This is my fucking point. As a play caller, there's so many fucking excuses for Matt Nagy. He's a grown-ass man.
I don't care for Matt Nagy. What I'm saying, okay, listen. You guys are missing, everybody is missing my point. I don't care for Matt Nagy. I do not give a shit about him. What I'm saying is that the uproar is unnecessary. There is the margin between any of these candidates is so minimal that I do not care who is hired. The only reason why what I cared about is having experience, because logically that makes sense. But if you give me Brian Callahan, Matt Nagy, or Cliff Kingsbury, I would be reacting the same way. I don't care. I don't care. What I'm saying is, I feel like Matt Nagy was the better option. But if things were flipped and they got Cliff Kingsbury, you're not going to see me going, oh, they should have got Matt Nagy. Oh, my God. I can't believe they got Cliff Kingsbury. I don't care. They're all ass. I'm waiting for a better opportunity for a better offensive coordinators.
I'm also not. Okay, we're using Cliff Kingsbury because, like we said, it was a really shallow pool. And in the
terrible pool. That's an understatement.
Of people with experiences, these were genuinely the top two guys. Like, genuinely, whether you like it or not. So I'm not saying that for KB. I'm saying that for the audience and fans everywhere. But I want to really quickly go back to QB development standpoint, because we can't gloss over that. We can't gloss over the fact of QB development. I am really worried. I'm genuinely worried right now when it comes to Jackson Dart's development under this bald-headed freak. I would be a lot more confident with Cliff Kingsbury, who, as you said, is, well, maybe it isn't that much better, or maybe it's worse. I'll be more confident just from the standpoint of it comes back to with Nagy. It's either one of two things with him. Oh, we don't know what we could say with QB development. He had Mahomes and all of this, and he wasn't the play caller. And then when it comes to the actual QB development of Mitch Trubisky, there was no fucking development. There was nothing. And then he didn't have time with Justin Fields to do anything. That's one of the things that is against Nagy for me. You could make the same arguments for Kingsbury. Now, Kingsbury had two guys in their rookie years and beyond, Kyler Murray and Jaden Daniels. You can make, I think that he helped develop Kyler Murray. I think that's a legitimate thing to say. It's not like Kyler Murray is Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes level talent, where it's like you can genuinely make the argument of, no, he was always going to be that. And then with Jaden Daniels looked great his rookie year. We still have yet to see if he's going to be that level of talent where you could truly say, oh, you know, he could have had an average offensive coordinator and turned out that way. I think that is better than what the hell we have with Matt Nagy. And once again, Cliff Kingsbury is only the person I'm bringing up because he was genuinely probably the only other serious choice. Maybe Jim Bob Cooter was more serious than we thought. I really don't know. Because remember, Jim Bob Cooter has more of a connection to John Harbaugh than Cliff Kingsbury does, since John Harbaugh loves to stay within his circles. You know the connection, right, KB? But I'll say it for the chat. Jim Bob Cooter under Cadwell, who was under Harbaugh, right? That's if you have anything to tell me that can somehow reinstill confidence when it comes to the development of a quarterback that is going to need a lot more help than Giants fans realize when it comes to reaching his full potential, please tell me now.
All right. Got a couple rebuttals for you, my friend. All right.
This guy.
First off, you mentioned QB development, and this is not in defense of Matt Nagy. I'm saying the argument is mute because there's just not enough. What has Trubisky and Justin Fields done after Matt Nagy? If this is about QB development and Matt Nagy failed to develop them, what have they done post Nagy? Have they developed? Did we see a Sam Darnold ascension?
You rarely do see a Sam Darnold ascension.
My point exactly. They're just ass.
Exactly.
They're just ass. Sometimes you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. They're just not. They're just bust quarterbacks. You can't always say just because a quarterback it doesn't work that it's because of the coach didn't develop him right. Some quarterbacks just don't.
That. I embrace that. You tell that to me, and I say, give it all to me. I'll take it. All right. The thing is,
like that, man,
is that you can't say that and then turn around and be like, this is a good hire.
I didn't say it's a good hire.
No. I'm not saying you're saying that, but there's genuine fans that are saying that.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
There's fans Oh, there's fans on all levels of social media platforms. And granted, we acknowledge all the time that social media doesn't represent all fans. Most fans are not on social media. But there's fans on these platforms that are genuinely saying he is a good hire. And I'm like, I need the copium that you're huffing.
I don't think you could pick out any of these offensive coordinator candidates and say they're a good hire. Like, in my opinion, listen, Matt Nagy wasn't even my guy. He wasn't even on my radar. It was Brian Callahan. But you don't see me, banging the table. Oh, my God, we missed out on Brian Callahan. Fuck! I just don't.
But you are banging the table for, the reaction is too much. Lay off my guy,
too
Matt
much.
Nagy.
It is.
Oh, my God.
The margin, the difference is not, is so irrelevant. The margin is so irrelevant.
In 2 years, because that's something that worries me. He's not going to be here for a year. Everybody that's like, oh, John Harbaugh.
I don't think any of them would be for. I don't think Cliff Kingsbury would be here for over a year.
No, I think he's going to be here for 2 years, even if he sucks after year one. I do. And this is going to be you. No, Matt Nagy. And this is going to be you.
John Harbaugh. In 2 years. John Harbaugh will make the playoffs and fire his offensive coordinator. What are we talking about? He's famous for that.
I have two really good examples of him firing offensive coordinators years late. Not offensive coordinators years late.
He did it his first year. In his first year as a coach, he fired off the coordinator, making
playoffs.
Okay,
let's go read. What have you done for me recently? Greg Roman overstayed his welcome in Baltimore by 2 years. By 2 years.
They still had Lamar Jackson won an MVP with freaking Greg Roman at OC. Yeah, they had their problems. They had their problems, but they still weren't a terrible offense. It's just that Greg Roman has a fetish for running the ball. How about this? That was the problem.
On the other side of the ball, Zachary Orr overstayed his welcome by 2 years.
Okay, he probably would have been fired if John Harbaugh would have. He's only been a DC for 2 years. Listen, he's only been a DC.
It's been 3. It's been like 3.
Zach Orr?
Zach Orr, right? Let me
somebody check, bro. Was he right after? He wasn't right after Wink, was he?
Oh no, you're right. It's 2 years. That's
2 years.
That's on me.
I guarantee you, he would have been fired if John Harbaugh would have stayed.
That's on me.
John Harbaugh's known for this, man. He's known for just getting rid of.
I don't know about known for this. He doesn't often fire his. You know why he doesn't often fire his coaches? And this goes back to what I was saying. Nobody should take the meme I put up earlier seriously because it's a meme. Because I'm still behind John Harbaugh. But the reason he's not, I disagree with he's known for this is because his coordinators get poached all the time. I don't know about the he's known for this thing.
But he will fire.
What the hell is he known for this for?
He will fire a coach. He will
Based off
fire
of what?
A coach
that one time in 2008 when he was a first-year head coach?
Listen, a lot of people will stick with their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinators much longer than two seasons. Look at the Giants.
But that's my point. He's going to be here for 2 years. And it worries me if he turns out to be bad, especially for Jackson Dart's development. But to get back to the point I wanted to make earlier, this will be you, Giovanni Blue, in 2 years when we finally fire Matt Nagy.
I love that guy. He would have been our next president.
Yo, no way. Bro, if Matt Nagy got fired today, I wouldn't care. I don't care.
I forgot to play this earlier because I got so wrapped up in myself for just in my rant. This was my genuine reaction as well. Like, this video perfectly represents my reaction as well when I saw the news.
I'm done. Cut the show. I'm done. Take me off. Take me off. Cut the show.
Listen, I have one more rebuttal, by the way.
Go ahead.
For those of you guys, because all I hear when it comes to offensive coordinators is QB development, all right? If you guys are only looking at QB development for an offensive coordinator candidate, then you want a quarterbacks coach. You just want a glorified quarterbacks coach. You got to look at the big picture. And I'm not speaking specifically to you because you want a Cliff Kingsbury. But for everybody else that wanted every other freaking candidate, all they keep saying is, I think it would be good for Jackson Dart. Motherfucker, you don't even know what Davis Webb would even do. Alex Tanney, any of these guys, Skillhossie, we don't even know what their scheme would be. All we know is the mentorship that they come from, but we have no idea their own tendencies, what they want to implement. How are we? listen. What I lose my mind about the most is Twitter was up in arms about Davis Webb, and the same people were so upset about Matt Nagy, and they're talking about Jackson Dart's development. We're talking about an offensive coordinator. Why do we always only think about quarterbacks when we talk about offensive coordinator? They're in charge of the entire offense. The entire
I'm worried
one.
about the run game. Which is why I'm worried about the run game. I noticed you didn't have a rebuttal for me on the run game.
But a simple fix to that is get a run game coordinator.
You know who the perfect run game coordinator is?
Greg Roman!
Greg Roman.
I will do it right now. I'll do it right now.
Genuinely, I would have. You thought, KB, you thought my crash out when we hired Matt Nagy as OC was bad. If we hired Greg Roman as OC,
okay, listen. If we hired Greg Roman, I would be with you. If we hired Greg Roman, I would be with you.
On the flip side, if we bring this man on as a run game coordinator, if there's one thing Greg Roman knows, like you said, he has a fetish for it. This motherfucker can cook up a run game. He can cook up a run game.
Yo, we're gonna see freaking Jackson Dart in like a triple option freaking pistol set, and we're gonna have 3 running backs out there at the same time. That's Greg Roman for you. But like I said, I wouldn't be opposed to Greg Roman, and he's got that Harbaugh connection. Both Harbaughs.
I think it's time. I mean, the chat has been moving, but I will try now. I'm going to scroll up to the earliest and try to make my way down to get some of y'all thoughts here. All right, let's see. Giants gave Harbaugh a bag for his staff, and this motherfucker got me Matt Nagy. I'm crying, son. Me?
Yeah, I want to know how much Matt Nagy is being paid.
Man, come on. I need help to shut down any point KB tries to make about this motherfucker. I think I did a good job. I think KB... he's a good guy, but I think he did a bad job.
At the end of the day, you're not even wrong about what you're saying. At the end of the day, I don't even disagree with what you're saying. Matt Nagy is not even close to who I would think would be a good offensive coordinator for the Giants. I'm just saying out of the ass that we are given, he's close to the top of who I would prefer. That's all I'm saying. And I feel like the reaction to it is as if we hired freaking Shane Day. I feel like the reaction of it is like, if the Giants hired Shane Day, which everybody knows was interviewed for the Giants offensive coordinator job, would it be even worse than what we're seeing right now? I don't even think so, because there's so much unknown, because people operate based on vibes. If the Giants hired Shane Day, who's the Chargers quarterback coach, who's 51 years old and has never been a coordinator before, that just tells you how ass he must be. I feel like he would have a more positive reaction than Matt Nagy, because there's nothing negative to look at when it comes to Shane Day, because there's nothing there. But because of Matt Nagy, there is legitimately things to be.
He has nothing but negatives on his resume. What the fuck is a positive with him except for 20? And I keep bringing that up with the asterisk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not debating you there. I'm agreeing with you and adding on to what you're saying. What the hell is the positive?
I don't know, but as far as John Harbaugh goes, I'm going to trust him until I don't. As far as John Harbaugh does, I'm going to trust him until I don't. I am operating with blind faith until I'm shown otherwise. Trust me, the moment I realize that the offense, and it's going to be sometime in midseason, that the offense is not operating right and all this stuff. But I will tell you, though, Kush, I would be careful, though, because Matt Nagy's offense is very, very catered to Jackson Dart's skill set. It is West Coast, our heavy RPO, and utilizing the feet. So it's going to look very, not Brian Dable-esque, because I feel, oh my God, I love Brian Dable's offense so much. But it's going to look a little bit collegey, but not exactly, but heavy RPO. We're going to see bubble screens. We're going to see quick slants. We're going to see spot routes, choice routes, stuff like that. Stuff that we saw like when Brian Dable was trying to operate with Daniel Jones, like when he first got there. But we're going to see stuff like that heavy RPO game, and Jackson Dart thrives in RPO. So I would tell you that Matt Nagy might work out here just as purely a coordinator. Yeah, he will be. Yeah, I think the connection will be good. Now, like you mentioned, there's a big concern with the run game. Will Matt Nagy operate like Andy Reid does and just abandon the run game? Because he gets that from Andy Reid. Andy Reid will abandon the run game. As great
It's
as
not
a
just
Hall of
it's not
Famer
just
that
the
he is,
abandonment of the run game that worries me. It's the fact when he
neglects
doesn't
it.
abandon the run game. It's just not a good run game.
It's just not a good run game. But I mean, he will abandon. Like, he's known for just throwing the ball at all times. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
you look at Kansas City throughout the years, they never really cared too much about running back.
San Benito. Yeah. But
um,
no, I agree with you. And the only difference I could think of is that this might sound crazy, but we probably have a better running back room than what he had with the Bears during his stint.
for sure.
We probably have a better running back room than most of his time at KC. Not all of his time at
Besides
KC,
Kareem
but
Hunt,
most of his time.
Kareem Hunt,
Wasn't there still old Jamal Charles? Didn't he have him too?
no, he didn't have old Jamal Charles. Jamal Charles retired in like 15, no? 15, 16?
Yeah, wasn't he there from like? Oh, I thought Nagy
No, he was there for
from like
17. He started in 17. Matt Nagy.
No way. He had 1 year and I got hired as a head coach. What the hell was the league thinking, bro? What are
Wait,
you?
what?
I'm pulling this up.
I think it was 16, 17, no? 16, 17?
No, he was there from 2013. But
I'm talking about
as a coordinator. Yeah, only 16. Wow, bro, 2 years and the Bears were like, we've seen enough with Alex Smith. All right, bro, let me not heat myself up anymore. I'm gonna let you respond to this one. I think y'all are not taking into consideration Nagy was because he said Maggie was a great OC, and we're looking for an OC who's run first and play action, not West Coast. I'm gonna let you respond to that because I don't think he was ever a great OC, and then I don't know about run first after what we just talked about.
I don't know. Is he talking about Nagy? Because I think Nagy's not run first. Nagy is West Coast. He's heavy RPO. He's pass first. And as far as an OC goes, he's never really been a play calling OC before. Besides a half a season in 2017, and that's the thing too. I mean, listen, that's a fair criticism. He does not have a lot of experience calling plays. You know, he's had that stint in Chicago where apparently it's up in the air whether he called plays the entire time he was there. I have to fact check that. I don't know that that's completely accurate. But you know, it is skewed because of what, like, freaking Mitch Trubisky's ass, and Justin Fields couldn't read a defense to save his life, so he played flag football his first year, you know? So, I don't know.
Listen, if Dart really is the chosen one, you guys are not ready for the tweets I'm making. Top 10 offense with a
See, I don't agree with that though.
OC.
I don't agree with that. Which though. One? If Dart is the one, we're gonna win regardless. I don't agree with that because I think Lamar's a great, fantastic quarterback, and I think he needs a good offensive coordinator because of his skill set. I think it's the same situation with guys like Josh Allen too. I really think that Josh Allen needs more around him, needs more. That's why.
With Allen specifically, it's weapons.
Yeah, weapons, but also you need. I mean, he's kind of Mr. Do-It-All, but I think a guy like Lamar Jackson, I think is like the chosen one for Baltimore. But he needs good play calling. You know?
Yeah. Let's see. Chill out, Unks. Was this when I took off my headphones? That was genuine, by the way. Like, cause I got so frustrated. Like I had to just take it off.
Bitch on real quick. I was about to suit up.
Let me keep going down. I'm looking specifically, of course, for comments related to the OC hire or OC. What you call it?
You missed the one where it said KB cooking, but you know, I'll forgive you.
Where I didn't see that. I saw the one where it said Kush is putting belt to ass on KB. I saw that. I didn't highlight it to save you.
That was Jaden. He's just a hater.
I didn't highlight it to save you. You know what I'm saying? But
that was Jaden. He's a hater.
Let's see. None of these guys were that special, and both of us agree with you. Not only were none of these guys special, you then shortened the pool a lot more because it was basically all but confirmed that we were going to look for guys with previous NFL play calling experience. And then you talk about damn near 20 teams needing new OCs. And very clearly, in my opinion, Harbaugh banking on Monken. So that pool, the pool gets shorter and shorter by the day, KB. You know what I'm saying? Gets shorter and shorter by the day. Well, I would not expect a rookie quarterback to have say with the hire. I'll say that. I would not expect that to be happening. And then this goes back to what you're saying. I've heard this from a lot of people. I'll say this. With Nagy, at least, there would be a lot less of the team needing to fit into his system and more of his system can take the team with him. You know what I mean? Versus if Cliff was here, I think you'd have to figure out for everybody how we're going to fit into this. I agree with you there, KB. And I agree with what people are saying in terms of that. Gaslighting. I wonder who he was talking about. That's kind of funny. Steve says Mike McDaniel was available at one point. I mean, we're just so far past that at this point.
I would have loved Mike McDaniel and of course
Yeah.
Todd Monken, but
Hi, KB and Hub. I think I saw when this comment popped up, and it was while I was crashing out. So, Cowboy X Factor, I think you know the answer to do I like Matt Nagy? Do I wish they got Kingsbury? Yeah, but not because necessarily that I'm a huge fan of Kingsbury. I think, once again, of the limited ass options, he was the guy available. Bad experience is good. I'm guessing referring because that's my stance on Nagy. He has experience, but it's bad experience. The Browns fucked us. You're damn right they did. But like, I also think that's also unpreparedness on Harbaugh's part. I'm not off on Harbaugh, but I don't like KB. You know the main reasons I was off of Brian Dable this season. The main thing I came on and harped about, like beat the dead horse, bro, was unpreparedness. Now this is a completely different type of unpreparedness. We're not in the middle of a game, but I hate when a head coach is unprepared, especially if the head coach of my team. This was an unprepared offensive coordinator search, and it could have been a lot better. But it is what it is. He hasn't called plays for years. We have no idea if his offense has evolved. We don't. I'll give him credit for this, though. I saw a quote that basically says that he's always willing to evolve things. He said that multiple times in the past. If I were to give him any type of credit, any at all. Tony from the Bronx, everyone is talking about Dart and Nagy. What about Malik? How would this work out for him? Oh, KB, you know what? I got something for your favorite offensive coordinator. I got a positive point for him, man. Your boy. This is your guy. The Giants have struggled before Malik Neighbors, struggled to get a 1,000-yard receiver. Nobody forgets that after Odell, between Odell and Malik. We never had a 1,000-yard receiver. Matt Nagy.
You know who got it, though?
Malik.
No. So, but say his name. Say his
Malik Neighbors?
No, I'm saying this past season.
Between Odell and Malik.
Oh,
there's nobody that got it between. Yeah. There's nobody between Odell and Malik on the Giants that got 1,000 receiving yards.
Say his name. You're missing somebody this year.
I said between Odell and Malik, not after
this is still,
Malik.
There's no. Did he die?
You're missing the point.
Did he die?
I'm trying to support your guy. I'm trying to support Mr. Shiny.
Who's my guy?
Matt Nagy.
Since when was he my guy?
Since the beginning of the stream, and the chat agrees with me. All right, but I
just want you to say. I just want you to give credit to Wan'Dale Robinson.
He took 500 catches to get to 1,000 yards. We struggled to get a 1,000-yard receiver, and I'll give credit to him. And this Tony, I hope this someone answers your question. KB, I know you know what I'm about to say. Matt Nagy got Allen Robinson to 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons in Chicago, when even after they had a really bad offense. So I think it's actually going to be good for our wide receivers. And we're going to talk about something in the next topic that's related to the wide receivers. I will say this, I think it's going to be good for the wide receivers. If you can have a bad offense, but somehow still have a 1,000-yard receiver, that's better than what the Giants were dealing with for the past 10 years, basically. Most of the past 10 years. All right. Mm-hmm. Kafka or Nagy? Oh, that's a question.
Oh, that was, I was going to bring this up, right? And this
Go ahead. I'll let you take it.
This is an argument. This is not even a debate, right? But I'm trying to be a little bit positive about this situation. We entrusted Mike Kafka after Brian Dable, and he did fine. Like, Mike Kafka comes from Matt Nagy. So, like, can't we just trust Matt Nagy? Like, just to see what happens? Just to see what happens? Bro, but like, guys, legitimately, though, Mike Kafka was a play caller. Like, listen, he had that overseeing, right? He was oversaw by Brian Dable, right? So he wasn't completely in charge of the offense. I get that, but they're
both bald offensive coordinators from the Chiefs. So I mean,
life after Brian Dable, Mike Kafka not only was the offensive coordinator still, and he ran the offense, he ran the entire team. So like, let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens with Matt Nagy.
Now, the thing is, we finished our debate portion. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. And I'm going to ask the chat. I'm going to ask the chat a couple questions. None of us really like this hire, but we both, me and KB, and I don't see anybody in the chat really talking about it. We both agree that I think we really need a run game coordinator to maximize what this offense can be, because it is the biggest weakness when it comes to Matt Nagy, amongst many other things. We talked about Greg Roman. You know who else could be a run game coordinator, bro? Our stacked ass running backs coach, the fourth Harbaugh person. Remember him from a couple weeks ago?
Willie
He
Taggart
could be a run game coordinator if they don't want to go out and get
got
Roman.
lit up bringing him up as a possible OC option. I got lit
What, in your video,
up.
in your comments?
Yes, I got lit up. And on Twitter.
They're sleeping.
And on Twitter.
I think they're sleeping on. I think his resume.
It's
I
a
don't
lot
think people
of
are familiar.
It's a lot of college fans that seen him take a lot of college head coaching jobs and him bouncing around programs, but it's not a head coaching job. It's an offensive coordinator job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But apparently he's a run first dude, and the people don't like his scheme or whatever.
Now the thing is with the run game coordinator, I think if we get one, that guy automatically becomes one of the most important guys on the offense side of the ball. But you know who still is the most important guy on the offensive side of the ball, KB? The missing offensive line coach.
Yeah.
Who the hell are we gonna get? And
That's
I'm
what I'm sad
asking
about the
you.
most. That's what I'm sad
I'm
about
asking
the most.
you because
Tell
I
me
think
how we have
hinges on that.
Tell me how we
assistant.
hired an assistant O-line coach before we hired an O-line coach.
We hired the assistant online coach before we hired the OC.
I know. Yeah, but my thing is with the O-line coach is
No.
like how you
Oh my God, bro.
hire the assistant before you hire the actual O-line coach.
John Harbaugh.
Like,
John Harbaugh. Riddle me this, Batman. How the hell is it part of your contract that you have basically unlimited funds, KB, unlimited funds, chat, to put together your coaching staff, but you don't go out there and break the bank on Dwayne Ledford for what was going to be one of the only upgrades over Carmen Brasillo?
yeah.
You have the quote-unquote unlimited funds to do it. You're not doing shit with it. Let's be real.
Jaden,
Oh, you know what? I will say, though,
QB
the
coach,
defensive staff is looking great. I'll say that, though. The defensive side is looking nice.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
the
they're all from
offensive staff
Baltimore.
is
Yeah,
worrying
but they're
me.
all from Baltimore. You don't like familiarity.
No, they're not all from Baltimore.
The overwhelming majority of them are from Baltimore. Like,
This
literally
guy, bro.
were at Baltimore and was brought over.
Yo, you need to hop off of it, bro.
You
On
said you don't
God.
want familiarity, and the entire they're all connected.
I said I want him to expand his coaching search.
Until it's a guy that you don't like, you want him to expand.
God, bro.
Until it's a guy you don't like, you want him to expand.
Okay, so you do like Nagy. Okay, thank you.
No,
for confirming.
I
You do like Nagy.
don't!
No, you do.
Jaden says, "Do we have a pass game coordinator or not?" No, we don't. I don't think we need a pass game coordinator. Matt Nagy is fine with that.
Yeah, I think we genuinely
We need a run game coordinator.
But
Greg Roman.
outside of that, like I said, before any of that, we need a freaking O-line coach, and we don't have one.
Bro,
and I don't
am-
know who
that's
could be
probably-
an upgrade over Carmen Brasillo.
I'm the saddest about freaking Carmen Brasillo, bro. Hey, you guessed it. You called it.
What's up?
The reason why
he went to the
Carmen
Titans, yeah.
Brasillo left is because he went to.
I told you guys.
I can't imagine John Harbaugh not. That's probably why we got the assistant coach before we got an O-line coach, because John Harbaugh probably thought he was gonna stay. Probably because he intended for him to stay. And
For those of you that missed that
Brasillo
episode or don't remember, this was I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago when it was it might have been 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Brasillo not staying with us essentially, and everybody at that point, most people were assuming is that Harbaugh didn't keep him. I'm like, hell no. I think he wants to keep him because his dad vouched for him. People in the building vouched for him. He listens to his dad, and he actually listened to people in the building when it came to vouching for the tight ends coach and when it came to vouching for Charlie Bullen. So I think he wanted to keep Brasillo, but Brasillo wanted to go elsewhere. Now, at the same time, KB, if you got unlimited funds, I think if you throw a bag at Carmen's face, he'd stay. Maybe he wasn't willing to do that. But also at the same time, you got to throw a bag at somebody for an upgrade, and I just don't know who that's going to be. And that's the perfect transition, KB, unless you got any other thoughts on Matt Nagy going once, going twice.
No.
It's gone.
Oh, he's from
That's the
Bradenton.
perfect-
Willie Taggart's from Bradenton. Look at that. That's right near Tampa.
That's a perfect transition to this. Other staffing news. First guy right here, the guy with the Michigan hat, is the assistant offensive line
Grant
coach.
Newsome.
Grant Newsome. I genuinely don't have any thoughts because I don't
have thoughts on
anything
any
about
of
him.
these guys. Sorry, guys. Like, I don't have the background to have thoughts on any of these guys, to be honest with you. Besides the fact that where they came from, the defensive guys, like we'll talk about later from Baltimore, but that's it.
I think this guy right here is one of the other. I think this is the DB's coach. This is a hiring that people like actually, and
Alessio?
I have no knowledge on it. Yeah, yeah. I have no
Delesio.
knowledge on it. Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. Our DB's room was very weak. The
I
guy from the Chiefs, I can't remember who this is because I made this last night. Who is this guy from the
um
Chiefs?
he's got to be offense though, right?
Shit, gotta be. Gotta be. You know what? Let me just go into my search history. When I was looking up his photo, let's see.
Yeah,
Let's
screen
scroll
share it.
down. Screen share what?
The search history.
I don't get it. Why?
Nothing, man. Nothing.
Okay, so like, hey, bro, you just be saying shit sometimes, bro.
Mansour Delane or Caleb Downs. Yo,
Oh,
I'm
we
not
gonna
gonna
get to it.
lie,
Don't
guys.
worry.
I
We
haven't
gonna
watched
get
film
to it.
on Mansour Delane yet, guys. But I did watch film on Jermon McCoy. I know he got hurt. I know he didn't play any of 2025. That Jermon McCoy is going to be an all-pro corner in the NFL. My God. My God. You watch his Alabama film last year? Oh
Oh
my goodness. He's like a
no,
near
wait.
perfect corner.
We mixed it up. The guy in the Chiefs, he is the DB's coach. He's the Licio. So he was with the
Oh,
Chiefs
D'Alessio is
and
the
the
DB's
Ravens.
coach.
This guy is Matt Robinson, the guy with the headshot, which is the only thing I could have gotten. He's Matt Robinson, and Matt Robinson is. Well, I can't freaking
Yeah,
get it.
I wouldn't draft him fifth overall, Steven, but Jermon McCoy. I haven't watched Mansour Delane yet, but if the Giants were to trade down, I would take Jermon McCoy, bro.
Matt Robinson, I think is our QB's coach now. I want to say
No, it's Chad Hall as our QB's coach.
no. So Chad Hall is the guy all the way on the right. Chad Hall is our
Oh,
wide receivers coach.
Chad Hall went to
Chad Hall's our
receivers
wide receivers
coach.
coach. Yep. And that
So
Chad Hall was really the only guy I had a talking point on. I was hoping you'd have somebody else on these guys, but it's fine.
wait, so do we not
We
have
have
a
a new
QB
QB's coach? No, this guy, Matt Robinson, is our new QB's
Okay,
coach, I'm
okay.
pretty sure. Right? Chad
this guy?
Hall.
This
Yeah,
guy?
yeah. Yeah. Chad Hall, who's all the way on the right here. And somebody asked me about the wide receivers, how they were going to be affected, and I said I think they're going to be fine because of Allen Robinson from Matt Nagy and stuff like that. I have more faith in Chad Hall now. I don't know why the hell he was sitting at quarterbacks coach, KB, when this guy was a wide receivers coach for the Bills and then the Jags. With the Bills, he helped with Stephon Diggs.
And I'm pretty
when
sure
Diggs
he's a
was
former
there.
player.
Yeah. He helped with Stephon Diggs when Diggs was there. He helped develop Gabe Davis. He helped develop Isaiah Hodgins, Giants legend. This guy's a good wide receivers coach. And then with the Jags, he had BTJ in his rookie year. He helped develop guys. He has a solid resume as a wide receivers coach. For some reason, we had him sitting at QB coach, even though he's low-key a demon when it
Well, he
comes
was
to
an
coaching wide
assistant QB
receivers.
coach. He's an assistant QB
Yeah.
coach.
Now, you know who you may remember him from, bro? Because when I was looking into it, remember for a brief time when we thought Matthew Stafford might have been traded to the Giants? Chad Hall is Matthew Stafford's brother-in-law, and we hired him during that frenzy. And that was like the height of all the Matthew Stafford like
where
theories.
it's
Like,
oh
oh my God, we just
got
hired his
to the-
brother-in-law.
got you,
Exactly.
Got you.
So, I mean, but I do think he's going to be a really good wide receivers coach based off of the good experience on his resume, which is really the only experience on his resume, what he did with the Bills and their receivers, particularly developing, day 3 guys in Gabe Davis. And I think even Khalil Shakir, he had some development with as a wide receivers coach there. That's good. That's good things right there. And then he has with more, I guess, star level guys with Stephon Diggs and BTJ, even though BTJ took a step back this year, maybe because Chad Hall isn't there. BTJ took a step back. Who knows?
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. Let's give Matt a chance. I think as Giants fans, me and KB are 100% going to give Matt Nagy a chance. But when it comes to our reactions to this move and how we feel currently, I don't think any of us really care for it.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
guys, we have no choice but to give him a chance. That's all I'm saying. We got no choice, but I would be hoping if it doesn't work out that he just quickly because like I said, this OC search was the pool this year was terrible. So I'm hoping next year we get a better selection. I would dump Matt Nagy in a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I also I texted KB this in our exchange this morning. I was like, everybody that's been listening to this podcast knows it was a surprise to all of us. The Giants were actually a top 10 offense at like one point this year. I want to say like basically weeks 2 through like 12, we were a top 10 offense. If we dip below that,
because a lot of teams had bye weeks and we didn't. But
I mean, This guy's not a Giants fan, bro. I swear to God, bro. I
Yo,
swear to
hey,
God.
bye.
You know, you said that, and this was the face I made, bro. Like, you're not a Giants fan. But I'm gonna switch to a topic that I think everybody's gonna like more. And you briefly spoke about it, so I'm gonna let you start it off with Mansour Delane, NFL draft scenarios. I've only seen this in one mock draft. I heard you talk about him earlier. If you could reiterate that and add on anything, if you got anything to add on
Yeah.
what you said about him.
I haven't watched Mansour Delane, but a lot of people are saying that. Well, I watched a couple of like people like reviewing that mock draft, and almost the majority of them are saying it's a little too early for Mansour Delane to go up that high. I haven't watched film on him yet, so I could even tell you guys. But from what I'm seeing from a lot of prospect lists to a lot of mock drafts, I never seen him drafted that high. So I think that's just a one-off. But as far as like everybody's still open, freaking Francis Mauanoa, Carnell Tate, and Caleb Downs. So all of them are still up in the air. Even a guy like Arvell Reese, I wouldn't even be mad about. Even though drafting linebacker that high is scary. I mean, the Bucks have done it with Devin White. And Arvell Reese is a lot better. But Arvell Reese might be an edge at the next level just because edge is just way more important in the NFL. So he might just be an edge. But I talked about this on the roundtable a couple of hours ago. This really just depends on what the Giants do in free agency, man. Like if the Giants let go of Jermaine Illuminor, I could see them getting Mauanoa. Like I don't think a new coaching staff is just gonna give Marcus Bowe the reins at right tackle. Like they're gonna try to adjust real quick. And the Giants let Illuminor walk, they'll get Mauanoa quick. But if they sign Jermaine Illuminor, then it opens it up like Caleb Downs. Then Caleb Downs are you gonna draft the safety number 5 overall? That's a big
five,
thing.
bro.
Yeah. Washington fans are obsessed with Caleb Downs. They want Caleb Downs. Like they'll give their like freaking right testicle for Caleb Downs.
Yo,
bro.
give us your first, your third, your next year's second, and you could trade up and have them. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I would take that.
Yeah.
Bro, if you want him that bad, how bad you want him? We'll take all those picks and then go and get Carnell Tate.
7 or 8? Like, I don't give a shit picking at 7 or 8, but give me those picks to move up, and I'll let you come up and get your guy. The fuck?
You know what I would tell Washington? I would say, listen, we want Caleb Downs. Like, if we stay at 5, we're taking Caleb. But if you want to trade up, we'll take Carnell Tate. Yeah.
We're willing.
Listen,
I'm going to tell you right now, KB, this might be a little early, a little premature on my part. So I want you to, if it's premature, just yell out premature. I locked in my favorite draft scenario, what I want the Giants to do already.
Locked it in.
I locked it in.
Oh my God, he's gonna pull off a draft day scenario, huh?
Is the best scenario for the Giants. How
many trades you got?
I was gonna say not doing trades because I truly think the best scenario is somehow trading down. Like that's just the best scenario. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I agree with you, but like I wish we were at number 1 so we can do that, bro. I wish we were at number 1.
Once again, Washington, if you really want Caleb Downs that bad, buddy, send me your first and third and something next year, and I'll make it happen. But this is my draft day scenario. And I think I'm just fully locked in on offense. I think get Carnell Tate at 5, get Jennings Dunker in the second round. Get your wide receiver 2 that has potential to be a wide receiver 1, but I think he's going to pair really well with Neighbors.
Dunker's the offensive lineman?
Yeah, he's a tackle from Iowa, but he's definitely going to be interior at the NFL level.
He was like flashing in the Senior Bowl, right?
Yep, that's where I know him from. Shout out, guys. My only Senior Bowl knowledge I know is shout out to Giants Nation Show. They do a great job covering it, and of course,
Bobby
a lot of
Skinner,
tweets online. And then, you know what's so funny? Yeah, and like I trust Bobby when it comes to O-line. I think anybody in the Giants community does.
That's how I always say. When it comes to O-line, I go to him.
So like that's where I first heard of Jennings, and then like a couple days later, like I guess because of his Senior Bowl performance, like the name Jennings Dunker started exploding on Twitter. That's what I think is the perfect scenario as of right now, man. Getting somebody like Carnell Tate, even though you could argue Tyson is better. I like what Tate brings in terms of being like the complementary thing to Malik Neighbors' game. And then you have somebody in the interior line. Now, of course, this is if Jermaine Illuminor stays. Because if Jermaine Illuminor doesn't stay, they're probably going to take a tackle rather than an interior guy. But if Jermaine stays and our O-line, KB, tell me this isn't making you a little sticky, bro. Andrew Thomas, all right? Marcus Bowe at left guard, all right? Tyler Lindenbaum at center. Right guard is Jennings Dunker. Right tackle is Illuminor. That low-key has a potential to be one of the best lines in the league because this past year, you could make the argument we were like borderline top 10 line in the league. That is a stacked offensive line, KB. Do you disagree?
No, I don't. I hold on. I was looking at something.
Yeah.
I was looking at Twitter, people talking about possible QB coach. Say that again.
Mm-hmm. So I was saying, tell me this doesn't make your tip sticky. Pause. Right?
All right.
Andrew Thomas at left tackle. Marcus Bowe at left guard.
Oh, wait, we talked
Lindenbaum
about
at
this,
center.
right? We talked about this last week.
Jennings Dunker at right guard. Jermaine Illuminor at right tackle.
Let's hope. Well, listen, when it comes to Senior Bowl hype, let's hope that he's even there in a second. You know, when it comes to Senior Bowl hype, because people get freaking stars in the Senior Bowl.
They get fucking skyrocketed.
Hell yeah. Look at well, James Pierce fell because of the other stuff, but James Pierce would have went really high. You know, like a lot of Senior Bowl standouts. You know,
Senior Bowl matters a lot.
A
lot more people
and Drew Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
Drew Phillips went in we drafted him in the 3rd, but guys, he was like a 5th round prospect.
Yeah.
And people were mocking him in the 1st.
So
yeah.
That's my favorite draft day scenario as of right now. If you don't have yours yet, that's fine, but that's what I'm locking in. I'm going all. How about this? What do you think about me just going all offense for rounds 1 and 2?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. It would just be scary. Okay, listen, I wouldn't be opposed to it at all. Like, we need help a lot of places, but like, I think the general fan base would get a little irritated because the defense was the biggest problem last year. So
of course.
We have,
but I also think the general fan base, maybe I'm giving too much faith to the general fan base, but I think we all realize like a huge part of that was the defensive coordinator.
Oh, I agree. No, I agree. I agree with you fully. But I will say that we need to find every way, shape, or form to get Tyler Nubin off my football team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, Nubin might have to be here for another year. It is what it is. All right?
Take that 27 off!
I think the best way, the reason I would go all offense when it comes to days 1 and 2 is, once again, just kind of helping your young quarterback out. We saw, yes, the defense was a bigger problem, but we saw how truly bad this wide receiver core is once Malik Neighbors went down. Like, this wide receiver core has been a weakness for the Giants even before Malik Neighbors got, like, literally, I always go back to it. Since Odell was gone, this wide receiving core has been a weakness for the Giants. You can't have one dude, he goes down, and then you have nobody. And yeah, I know Wan'Dale Robinson got to 1,000 yards. It sounds like a joke when I say it. I'm like, oh my God, he needs 500 catches. Respect to Wan'Dale. Not easy to get 1,000 yards. He's not a needle mover when it comes to the offense, right? You need somebody else.
Yeah,
you need just more depth on your wide receiver core. So that's why I'm going with wide receiver, with the first pick. And then, just make the offensive line better. Nova brought it up. Shout out to Carmen Brasil, but shout out to the guys themselves, the offensive linemen. Our offensive line apparently was 9th ranked this year. I didn't know it was that good. Make it the best it can be and make it younger as well, because we do have some old guys on the offensive line. Jermaine Illuminor is no spring chicken, but he's still got a good couple years left of him, I think. Greg Van Roten and John Runyon are old. All right? Like, get the youth movement in
I
there.
don't think John Runyon is that old. I think John Runyon is not old. People...
Isn't he like... he's not 30? I'm tripping. He's like 28, 29?
Yeah, I think he's still young. Greg Van Roten's old. He's like 35.
Yeah. And of course, replace the center. I mean, the fact, and I had so much high hopes for JMS, but the fact that JMS was injured, Austin Schlottman came in, and there was no drop off, kind of tells you what the development of JMS has been in terms of that.
Good, man. He's not good.
I want you to make the case for Caleb Downs. That's what I want you to do right now.
I think a good case
because
is
that's
that
a very popular guy right now.
I think it's just he's not just a box safety. Like, he's not just a safety. Like, I think he's a a guy you could throw around everywhere. He played a lot of nickel over there in Ohio State. He's not going to play nickel with us. I don't envision him, but he could play big nickel. He could play the tight end spots. You know, he could play, like, if a tight end is playing, like, say we're going against freaking Colston Loveland, right? From the Bears, athletic tight end that you could put it as a slot receiver, as a big slot. You could throw Caleb Downs in there to cover him, and I think he will hold his own. He's a fantastic tackler, and like when you have a guy that can fly around all over the field and make tackles and play the ball in the air well, like he's not just a safety. You know what I'm saying? Like if he was a free safety that high, then probably not. Because free safety's a lot like guys that just drop back and, you know, in single high, too high or whatever. They're not part of the plays half the time. But if you can get a guy that can get in the box and play the run, play the short passes, play the flats, play tight ends in the slot, I think that's a lot more valuable. I'm making a case for that there, but I do understand safeties in the top 5 or top 10 even is just not smart, and I completely understand that. I'm that's why I'm still going back and forth on Downs and Tate. You know, with Tate, it's like, are we going to go in the top 5 and draft a number 2 receiver? You know what I'm saying? So there is a you know, pros and cons to both of them, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I mean, it goes without saying, with just John Harbaugh, even though he's the CEO guy, he's a special teams guy, not necessarily one specialty over the other. His teams have always been more defensive oriented, and that plays into Caleb Downs being the most popular pick here. Because Caleb Downs, a lot of people say, might be the best player in the draft, or at the very least, the best defensive player in the draft. Guys like you mentioned, like Arvell Reese, are getting some more hype now, getting some more talk now. But Downs, for the longest time, KB, leading up to the offseason here, which we're about to enter on Monday. Can you believe that? Monday is going to be the start of the NFL offseason. Caleb Downs was regarded as the best player in the draft for a long time. And then, of course, the Kyle Hamilton. Now, here's something I can ask you, because as you guys know, KB is more knowledgeable about this stuff when it comes to football. People make the Kyle Hamilton comparison, but I know for a fact that they're two different players, like in terms of how they play. We know why people make the comparison, John Harbaugh. Now, what is the difference with their play?
It's just like free safety versus strong safety. Like Kyle Hamilton is the free safety. He's the guy that roams around everywhere. He's a coverage genius. He's an IQ. Like his IQ is through the roof. Now Caleb Downs has some good IQ too. I think as a safety, you kind of have to have a good diagnosis of plays. His diagnosing of plays is not nearly as good as Kyle Hamilton. Like Kyle Hamilton could run across the field and pick off a ball. That's not Caleb Downs. But very, like, for his size, very athletic. Is a hard hitter. Kyle Hamilton is just not that. Caleb Downs plays more down in the box. Kyle Hamilton is more free safety, more roaming the field sort of guy. If I can compare Caleb Downs to anybody, it would be Jaquan Brisker of Chicago. Good safety, solid tackler, can come down in the box, play the slot, is rangy. And has a decent enough IQ. That's my pro comp to him is Jaquan Brisker.
Jaquan Brisker, now he was somebody that was drafted high. He was drafted in the first round, right? Like he was a high draft.
No, Brisker, I think it was a second round pick.
Brisker was second?
Yeah.
What do you have to say? I'm glad that you told me he was second, and I was proven wrong. Like, what's the response to dudes that really want, because we know the safety room could use some improvement. I think the great response is you could find good safeties outside the first, which isn't like a novel thing to say.
That's what I'm going back and forth with. Is like the sweet spot for
Emmanuel
safeties is usually the second round.
or the guy on the Seahawks. He's the talk of the town right now. Second round pick.
Second round pick. The sweet spot for safeties is a second round pick. The Giants missed on with Tyler Newman, but they hit on it with Xavier McKinney.
And then Joe Shane let him walk.
They hit on it with Xavier McKinney, and they hit on it with Collins.
Landon Collins, exactly. Second round picks for the Giants. Oh my God, I'm about to get into a very brief Joe Shane rant, KB. A very, very brief one. Bro, our safety room and our defensive tackle room used to be the strengths of our defense, and now they're the weaknesses. Do you realize that? Our safety room had Julian Love, Xavier McKinney, Logan Ryan towards the end of his career, Landon Collins. These are guys that have been through our safety room. Our D tackle room at one point had Dalvin Tomlinson, BJ Hill, and Dexter Lawrence at the same time.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. At the same damn time.
And now it's Dexter Lawrence and some bullshit. That's what our D tackle room is now. Like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Whatever,
To
man.
Steven's point, to Steven's point, said KB check his stats. I understand that the way Baltimore uses him right now is like he plays the slot a lot, and then he does play in the box. But him as a player, like you gotta think about it. Kyle Hamilton is like 6'4", 215 pounds or something like that. Caleb Downs is much smaller, 6 foot, and I think he's like how much, I don't even know how much Caleb. I have my thing here, my little cheat sheet right here. He's 6 foot 205. He's a little lighter, but he's a lot more stocky. He's 4 inches shorter. He's much more suited for the box. Kyle Hamilton can play the box. He could, like I said, he could play anywhere. But if you ask me what type of safety Kyle Hamilton is, he's definitely more of a free safety than a strong safety. But yeah.
And I'm trying to think, is there anybody we're missing? Oh, how do you feel? We've talked about not a lot, but quite a bit when it comes to offensive tackle round one. Francis Mauanoa. Why hasn't Spencer Fano came up? I'm gonna let you take that.
I don't know. I haven't done any film on him. I know more about Mauanoa than I have than Fano, but apparently there's concerns there. Apparently that he's more of a guard. That's what people are saying.
You heard that Kush prefers Carnell Tate. Do you prefer Carnell Tate? And even if the answer is yes, like what do you think about the next guy that's regarded as that one in Tyson?
I'll be honest with you, bro. I know a lot of people, and I know Jaden's probably gonna get mad at me because I think he's a Jordan Tyson fanatic.
No, Jaden apparently is a Makai Lemon fanatic. He was saying Lemon is better than both of them.
Makai Lemon, there's no chance in hell. Makai Lemon is not. It sounds like I'm gonna be like being negative on Makai Lemon because my pro contra him is Puka Nacua. But do you think a guy like Puka Nacua like coming out is ever gonna be like considered as a first round pick? He's not super fast. He's not like amazingly tall. Has good decent hands, but has trouble separating. Like that's Makai Lemon in a nutshell. He does.
Makai Lemon camp right now, there was a specific stat kind of supporting what you're saying, and it wasn't even Puka that was at the top of that stat with Lemon. It was JSN that was at the top of that stat with Lemon.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I think JSN is much more quicker. I think Makai Lemon is not super quick. That's the thing. But his hands are fantastic. I mean, his catch in traffic is ridiculous. The problem is with Makai Lemon is that he's 5'11" and doesn't separate that well. That guys like that struggle in the NFL. Puka gets away with it because he's 6'2". Puka's bigger, but the play style is Puka Nacua. He is Puka Nacua. And he'll take the top off the defense sometimes. He runs slot fades very well, has good releases. But a guy like Makai Lemon would never be considered as a top 10 pick to Carnell Tate, who's much more athletically gifted, and Jordan Tyson. But I'll be honest with you, man. Watching both of these guys on film, I have Carnell Tate over Jordan Tyson. Now I know Jordan Tyson is the number one guy over there in Arizona State, and Carnell Tate never had an opportunity to be the number one guy at Ohio State. But I like Carnell Tate because one, his height. I love the way he tracks the ball. He runs routes and has a good release extremely well, and he's much taller than Jordan Tyson. Like Tyson 6'2". Really? Hold on. Tyson is really 6'2"? I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. And Carnell Tate's 6'3". I don't believe that. The difference looks worse than that. But Carnell Tate definitely has longer arms. Definitely has that like separating big play threat that I didn't think was even.
It's saying Tyson is 6'1", so I guess a 2-inch difference.
Okay.
Which is not that big, but let's see. I'm gonna look up while you speak. I'm gonna look up the wingspan because that's the better point actually. The wingspan.
And we may not get those. We're not gonna get those official numbers till the combine. But Jaden has Lemon at 1, Tyson at 2, and Tate at 3. And listen, I wouldn't even be mad. Honestly, I had more to write about when it came to Makai Lemon, positive and negative, than any of the wide receivers so far. Like, I got more I understand Lemon's game a lot more. Because Tyson is way too, I think Tyson is a little, inconsistent. I see like bad tape from him and I see good tape from him. Tate is a little bit more balanced, but Lemon jumped off the page for me because of how gifted he is, not being the fastest guy and not being the tallest guy. He gets the job done even though he's not the biggest or tallest. Like he'll catch the ball in traffic. He'll make
a good point with Tate right here.
Yes, Cornell Tate's route running is very, very good. I was out here thinking that Jordan Tyson was the best route runner. He's not. He's not. I think Cornell Tate may have that on him.
There's because Tate, it's not like he's huge, but 6'3" is big. Like, how tall is Neighbors? Neighbors is 6'1" or 6'2", right? So like he's taller, yes, by like an inch or so.
Neighbors
yeah,
is
so like
6'1".
he's taller by an inch or two than Neighbors, but 6'3" is kind of in that.
6'3" is tall.
It's in that. That's a big body wide receiver thing.
Yes.
And so people
6'3"
when they think of that, they don't think of route running automatically. They think possession.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, before watching film on him, because I've only watched Ohio games here and there. Before watching him on film, I'm thinking that he's just an outside possession receiver with some speed. No, that man has some quick feet. Man.
He's kind of a little bit of a well-rounded package. You know who else is a well-rounded package, but genuinely has the potential to be the best wide receiver in the league? Malik Neighbors. I think about that sometimes. I'm like, people don't realize Malik Neighbors, when you think about him, like Odell, hands down. Odell was known for his route running and separation. That's what Odell was known for. Malik Neighbors, route running, separation, possession catch, strength. Malik Neighbors is literally the perfect wide receiver. That's why I think he can be the best wide receiver in the league. He is the perfect wide receiver. There's not a thing he doesn't have to his game. He has it all. He has it all. And this is why I think Tate is like a perfect compliment to him, because Tate is almost Malik Neighbors light. And we don't know how good Tate can be with his potential. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'll say. That's why I love Tate a lot. I think you might have talked about him. There's another corner that people have brought up. Is that the name you mentioned way back earlier as well, other than Mansour Delane? There's like another corner.
Jamon McCoy.
Yeah. You already talked about him, right? Yeah. That, and then other than that, like I think you forget. No disrespect to Mansour Delane. I think the guys in play for pick 5 are genuinely the guys on the left side of me, and then depending on what we do with Illuminor, it's gonna be Mauanoa and get slot in. But I think these two guys right here on the left, that's who you're gonna be looking at round 1, pick 5, and I hope that they lean Tate. That's me. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, and listen, I wouldn't even honestly. You're not gonna see me flip the table for any of these guys. Whoever they go,
it's gonna be a good guy. I think.
I honestly like all of them. Like, unless they go wild and they get some random dude that was supposed to be picked at pick 20 at number 5, like, you're not going to see me complain. If they get any of the guys that we mentioned, you're not going to see me get mad. So
now, it's slightly related to the draft because it's off season, but it's not the draft, right? What do you think about these Devin Lloyd rumors?
Wait, what happened? What happened with Devin Lloyd?
That he might hit free agency, like he might not want to go back to Jacksonville. He might hit free agency.
Is it time for him to hit free agency already?
Yeah, he was drafted in 22. So did they take his 5th-year option?
No way.
Did they take up his 5th-year option?
Time is flying, bro. Oh, I'm crashing out for Jeremiah Love. Yes, I'm crashing out for Jeremiah. Jeremiah Love is good. He's great. He's not top 5. Guys, stop. He may be a top 5 player in this draft. Doesn't mean that he should be taken top 5. I'm sorry. Yeah.
This is on NFL.com. Devin Lloyd heading into free agency after career year. Linebacker prefers Jaguars return, but no talks yet. So obviously, I mean, the Jags just had their best year in a long time. He would prefer that.
Wait, so they didn't take his 5th year? Did they?
It looks like it. It looks like they didn't pick it up.
Oh,
this is on NFL.com.
Why would they not take his 5th year? Didn't he have like 6 interceptions this year?
This was literally published today. That's why it was in my mind. It was published today. So, hey man, Devin Lloyd, come make a difference over here. Replace Micah McFadden. All right? You'll be that guy. And KB agrees 100%, right, KB?
Yep. Wait, I don't even know what he said. What did he say?
Somebody clip that.
What did he say?
Clip that.
I was responding to a text. What did you say? What did you say? Why would you do me like this? I'll do crack on Young Guns podcast. Wait, are you responding to Steven Arce's?
No. I have that. I will be using it all off season long.
I was responding to a text.
Thank you, Jaden. I know.
Jaden, your head moderating, like it's over, Jaden. It's over. Go back on Indeed.com. You're fired. All right.
You know what you agreed to?
What?
You agreed to come replace that bum Micah McFadden, and I said, right, KB? And
No!
you said, yeah.
No! 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 No!
You
No!
said,
No! 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 No!
you
No.
said
Yeah,
yeah.
somebody was speaking disrespectful earlier too, saying that we need to like address inside linebacker. Who's out here blaspheming? Huh?
Listen,
Somebody said that earlier in the chat. I
I
gotta
mean, you
scroll
agree
up.
with it, buddy. You're
No,
lockstep.
no,
You're
no.
lockstep. Free agency splash on linebacker. I don't disagree. Now the thing is, KB, with what we know about our new DC coming from a secondary background, and I think we have a lot of strong position coaches on the defensive side. I think this defense will be built from like essentially secondary down. We do have a potentially really good D line. You know, that's the main talking point with the Giants defense. I think it's going to be built secondary down, which is hilarious because even though I also want a linebacker splash, basically this first offseason, we won't be addressing the secondary at all. But I can see that happening. I genuinely can see that happening and letting them wait, for the second offseason when maybe there's a little bit of money and they've already taken up the other holes. So, yeah. We'll
Taking
see.
up the other
Ravens
what? Brother, what?
like taking care of the other holes.
Oh, all right. I don't know. The way you say things is just like, bro, why do you say it like that?
I
He can't even know what to say. He don't even know what to say.
All right. It's Super Bowl week. It is Super Bowl week. Would I take a swing on Christian Wilkins? No, because like we had many chances for
his
anybody to
freaky
take a
self?
swing on
Hell
him.
no, we don't need that.
Listen. Our we didn't talk about it. Our owner is on the Epstein files. All right.
Oh my god,
We gotta avoid all the freaky
bro.
shit.
How are the New York Giants related to the Epstein files twice?
Because of Steve Tisch. Because of Steve Tisch weird ass. All right. And Steve Tisch put out a fucking statement that only incriminated him. He ain't denied shit. He was like, oh, yeah, we weren't talking about little girls. We're talking about grown women. Like he forgot human trafficking for adult women exists.
I know. And he's also saying I never took him up on any of the considerations that he sent me. Shut the fuck. You wouldn't be in the files then, brother.
Yeah, I swear to God, bro. Yo, that, our punishment.
Bro, Russell Wilson came
on,
on
man.
so quick to deny. Like,
But I'll say this.
bro,
Shout
I
out
did
to
not.
Russell
I did
Wilson.
not.
Shout out to Russell Wilson because he denied it flat out. Better response than Tisch. And I guess he was true because the person that tweeted it deleted their tweet right after he denied it. They straight up retracted their statement. Well, not retracted,
said
but,
he
they deleted their tweet.
Bro said he's
So,
the budget
imagine-
Jeffrey Epstein's played.
Imagine being a Giants fan. Yesterday, you get news that the person that owns 45% of your team is on the Epstein list. That one of your quarterbacks almost bought a plane from him, and then the day after they hired Matt Nagy as the offensive coordinator. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Terrorism. Pedophilia and terrorism.
What are you going to do? Because I guarantee you, Matt Nagy being our OC is karma. I guarantee you that.
Karma.
It's karma. Listen,
Oh
does this mean Julia Coach got to be like the next like actual corner? Because she only owns like I think 10%. Because Mara and Tish is 45-45. She might come in.
It's gonna be addressed, but it is a little. I am a little like skeptical of how Roger Goodell talked about it. Like, kind of like brushing under the rug. Like, we're waiting to see all the facts. It's like, so I saw it on Twitter. Somebody was like, "That's pretty much code for saying like
nothing's gonna happen about it." Exactly. I agree with you. Unfortunately, I unfortunately have to agree with you there. But I mean, hey, listen. Shit, I'm still saying that the Seahawks are going to blow out the Patriots. But apparently, KB, we got some news. Apparently, Drake may be facing some type of injury or something. I saw some news about this today. I think that does nothing but make this worse for the Patriots. But
he got hurt.
Any thoughts on
practice?
Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up right now. I got you. Drake May news. Yep, off shoulder injury. I'm sorry. Drake shrugs off shoulder injury. Here you go. So Patriots Drake May says he's turned the corner with the shoulder issue. We didn't even know there was a shoulder issue at all. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know if that doesn't play into anything, but I think we all know that the Seahawks are winning this. Like, barring a miracle, barring a genuine miracle, the Seahawks are winning this.
I'm so confident the Seahawks are gonna win that I almost think the Patriots are gonna win because it's one of those things where it's like everybody thinks it's one way. Like shout out to Rio Robinson that mentioned this. Like back during the Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl, everybody thought the Broncos were gonna whoop the Seahawks ass, and then it was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
So,
well, guess what? People think the Seahawks are going to win this time for the exact opposite reasons they thought the Broncos were going to win. Like, the Seahawks defense is just so deadly.
yeah.
It's so deadly. And they still have a good offense, but their
been
defense is so
balling too,
deadly.
man. That Patriots defense has been balling too.
That's a good point. I think they've performed a lot better than people think. I think they've been punching above their weight though, for sure. But they performed really, really well. What a hell of a signing Milton Williams was for that Patriots defense, man. What an absolute signing. Shout out to the Eagles for letting him walk.
Right. we should make that known, right?
Exactly. Shout out to the Eagles.
They always get on us.
And yeah, exactly. And then I saw somebody say Snakejuan. I'm always with the Snakejuan hate. Love and Leo, Super Bowl champs. Do we crash out the same line, Snakejuan? Let's crash out the same line. I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah. I'm gonna pull for your king. Yo, get out of my chat. Matter of fact, I'm removing your mod. What the hell? You can't have your king be a Patriots quarterback. And if it is, never let that be known in this chat. Retract your statement. The hell are we talking about?
Love and Leo.
Yeah.
They're gonna give a horse tranquilizer. Mod me instead. Barring the Seahawks throwing it on the 1 yard line, Drake May is gonna get Eli Manning flashbacks.
What do you mean by that? Eli won his Super Bowl, so why would Drake get flashbacks to a guy that's winning Super Bowls if he's gonna lose? I'm just saying.
I think the Seahawks are going to win. I think it's going to be a convincing win, but I don't think the score is going to be convincing. I think the Patriots will try to fight because it's a Super Bowl. I think they'll try to fight back and keep it close within like a score or something like that, or like maybe like a score like 10 points within 10 points. But I think the Seahawks throughout the entire game are just going to like assert dominance.
Well, I mean, that's about it. Unless chat, y'all got anything else? First of all, THY''RE, buddy. All right. First of all,
yeah.
First of all, that. Second of all, yeah, there are some, but there's always hate for Boston sports. All right. I don't care that they're not in our division. Like, there's always hate for Boston sports.
I don't like any Boston team.
All Boston sports can go to hell, bro. There's your reason right there. All right. And I hate Boston as a city too. Jesus Christ, man. Now, unless chat got anything to talk about related to any of the topics, not related to any of the topics right now, and unless KB got anything, I'm going to let this run for about, 30 seconds more, and we might end it off. Bro said he auto-typed with Dare. Yeah, sure, buddy. Exactly. After Celtics, after Red Sox, after the Bruins, what else Boston got? After Patriots. I don't know who they is that it? I think that might be it.
All the major sports, right? Because they don't have there's no multiple teams for Massachusetts, right?
And for one of like New York sports' biggest rivalries, Boston is such a blessed sports city. Like they really truly don't know any like type of struggle, bro. I'm so serious.
It's crazy because Massachusetts is such a small state that they have.
But Boston is a huge city.
Over there. It's a huge city, but remember, Massachusetts is tiny. For them to have so much success over there,
I think it's more so it's like.
But everything surrounding it, right? Connecticut.
Yeah, they represent all of New England essentially.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because I fucking love Vermont. I've basically completed a trip around New England this past year. I've been to Vermont, New Hampshire. I went to Maine earlier this year. Maine is absolutely beautiful. Probably the most. This is gonna sound crazy because I've been like internationally. I've been to places, but Maine is probably the most beautiful place I've been to in the world.
I haven't been.
I
have never been that far up north.
Yeah, and when I say I'm talking specifically the national park, Acadia. It's just absolutely beautiful. So it's crazy because I have love for those Connecticut states, but Boston can see me, bro. Boston, y'all can see me, man. We gonna run the ones. We gonna run the ones, man. So yeah, it looks like that's it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you, Steven, Nova, Toast, Jaden. We had, of course, Yuvraj, Daniel Berry in the chat earlier. We had KB's dad in the chat earlier. Let me see. I'm scrolling up here. Hirsch in here. We had Cowboy X Factor in here. We had Alwyn in here. We had Isaac in here. Keep going up. We had Simon in here and El Paco in here. We never really get any Twitter commenters, but there's a lot of Twitter listeners, so I appreciate you guys either way. Thank you guys. That's it for now. We'll see y'all. Wow. KB, you're not streaming the Super Bowl, are you? I'm assuming you're doing some type of watch party with people or something.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing the Super Bowl. I had to pick up my parents from the airport during the Super Bowl.
This is crazy. You know what? I'm low key glad it might be a blowout Super Bowl because it's my dad's birthday, and like obviously I'm gonna choose my dad's birthday over the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I'm most likely gonna like either miss all of it or miss like half of it. So,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. So we're gonna see you guys next Tuesday, when not only is it 2 days after the Super Bowl, but it will be officially day number 2 of the NFL offseason, KB.
Yeah.
So that's it for now. We out. Peace.
Let's go.